Hi everyone, it's Graham at Dent Detail. Today this repair is on a Volkswagen Golf and we've got a smallish, pretty straightforward looking dent on the driver's side quarter panel. We don't know how this happened. We asked the customer, he didn't know. Came to his car one day, saw a dent there above the petrol flap. So we're going to remove this with glue pulling all the way. There's no access to the back of here, so this dent will be taken from the outside. First we're going to get the LED light board. We can look at the dent properly using this, show all the reflections and everything. I mean, you can see it's not the world's biggest dent, it's pretty straightforward, but under light you can see how far it's pushed up and above it. There's a bit of a ripple in the panel which can be addressed too. There's a lot of bracing behind where the dent is. Obviously you've got your fill flap area, so we know there's going to be bracing behind that. But it's going to be nothing that's going to be able to stop us taking this dent out. So first of all, with all glue pulling jobs, we need to polish the panel first. This will give us the cleanest panel, which will then give us the best adhesion between the glue and the tab. So when we're polishing it, it's just any cutting compound will do. Give it a nice polish around that area, quick wipe off. And then to get rid of that residue, 99% alcohol. Again, that will just help the adhesion between glue and the tab. The tabs we're going to use are going to be the Keco Dead Centre flexible tabs. We're going to use these all the way through this job. What we've got to do is make sure the diameter of that tab fits inside the shoulders of the dent, which it does. So it's always best to just offer to size it up before you start going for any tab or a usual type of tab. You always use, make sure it fits in the shoulders of that dent. Same again, isopropyl alcohol to clean up the panel, clean up the tab as well, and then heat it. It's an average day temperature today when we film this repair. We're bringing the panel up to about 30 degrees and actually doing the pulling at around 20-22 degrees. When applying the glue to the tab, you want to make sure that the glue is actually smoking when it comes out. If it's not, it means it's not hot enough. If it's not hot enough, the chemicals in the glue aren't going to bond and mix together and you're not going to get a good pull. If you notice, when I placed the glue on the tab, I didn't fill the full face of the actual tab up. I just started from the centre of it, wound it outwards. So when you're pressing the tab on there, naturally as you push it down, it's going to squeeze out to the sides. You're not pushing the tab down all the way, so it's going to squirt out and leave hardly any in the centre of it. You want to just hold it on there and not push it down. Here we're using the Keco Robo Lifter. I'm going to use this all the way through. This first pull, and with pretty much most pulls, you don't want to snap it because the dent wasn't that sharp and it's quite soft, and it is in an area that could stretch because of the bracing behind it. I wanted to slowly pull this dent out. It's better to under pull it than over pull it. Once you're over pulling, you're going to make more work for yourself. With this here, you'll see a nice soft little eye spot, which is exactly what we want. You can see it there under the light reflection. That's perfect to knock down. It's not too sharp. There's nothing untowards there that we can't sort out. So sometimes you do have to over pull them to get the metal moving if they're in a stubborn area, but where this is nice and soft, it's going to knock down really smoothly. Here you'll see some of the knockdowns I will be using. This Peak material tape is one of my favourites. It's really nice, really forgiving, and can still be really accurate. So we'll start knocking this down, start from the highest point and work our way outwards. As the high spot gets smaller and smaller, we need to adjust what we can see. If we just stay in one position all the way through knocking down, we're not going to see exactly where the end of the high spot is. So you noticed I pushed the light further away. I actually brought myself back further away at the same time so we can get a better view of it. There where you can see we have pushed the light further away. We've still got dent to work, but you can see how much shallower it now is after that first pull and that first knockdown session. Same again, we'll just repeat this process now until we've got the dent where we want it to be. That tab is smaller than the first one. As the dent has obviously got smaller, the tabs need to get smaller. If we would have just stuck with the larger tab we used at the start, we're going to pull too much up. We're going to pull the shoulders of the dent up, and we're going to have what would look like a volcano. You can see here on the feet, I've just adjusted them. I've moved them slightly inwards, so there's less of an area that can actually move and flex. The closer those feet are together, the more concentrated the pull is. As the dent's getting smaller, it will get a little bit harder to pull, so I just want to focus the actual centre of that pull a little bit more. Moving the feet inwards will help do that. Releasing the glue, we're just using the alcohol again. If some of it is a little bit stubborn or you've left it too long, you can just warm it up with a heat gun, flash it off, and then just spray it again. You can see we changed the knockdown. Here we're using a VIP fine tip knockdown. This is really good for picking out any sort of details or high spots that are broader tip out of the knockdown. If you use too broad of a tip at this point, you could end up knocking down more, putting tiny little dents in it rather than taking the head off the minute high spots that are left. So it's just like the same as when you're pulling a dent. As the dent gets smaller, your tab needs to get smaller, knocking down your high spots. If you start off with a large high spot or large crown, you're going to use a bigger, broader tip. As the crown or the high spots get smaller, your tap down tip has to get smaller as well, just following that same process. With all dent repairs, it's just a repeat process. Push the dent up, knock it down, pull the dent out, knock it down. With the glue pulling, we follow the Keco 6E's process, which is check, choose, clean, coat, correct, continue. So once you follow that process, it's the easiest way, most efficient way to repair a dent with glue pulling. We've cleaned the panel plenty of times. You don't need to go mad and do it every single time. As long as there's no glue residue on there, your tab's still going to stick. Just make sure it's at the right temperature and the tab's at the right temperature. You don't need to go overboard with that, but just sticking to that 6E process will get great pulls every single time. If you do pull and something hasn't gone according to plan, it will usually tell you why. If your tabs fell off from the glue or your glue's still on the tab but not on the panel, one of the two hasn't been cleaned or prepped properly. You saw that tab there, that was a really small tab now with not much left of this dent to pull and knock down. You see we've moved the light further away, I've moved further away just to get level with that panel to take out any of the details. Once it was checked from different angles and I was happy with it, just give it a final polish. Sometimes when you're knocking down or wiping your cloths with the glue on it, you can sometimes mark it. Nothing that can't be taken out with another cutting compound, so that's what we did here. That's what we do on every single job. Here's the final result. It's come out really nice, really clean, ripples gone, no marks or anything left there, no evidence of a dent ever being there. It's come out really nice and the customer's made up of it. So thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any dents like this or worse, we can help you at www.dentdetailpdr.com. Thanks for watching.